Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome to the show, our post-Halloween show.
Indeed. We got through another night of horror that we thought would never end. Or whatever that cliche is.
I don't know what that is. I just watched a lot of ghost shows because that's what I do.
There was an old early 80s TV show called Square Pegs, which was kind of a satire of high school life at that time, Valley Girls, early 80s, that kind of thing. And they had a Halloween episode, and one of the characters looked at the camera drolly and said, "Will the horror of this night ever end?"
Well, we spent the day social distancing by going to graveyards and visiting our deceased and departed ones, and
leaving them a cookie.
Leaving them a cookie. It was a beautiful day, and today is completely different. It's like winds from the deep north or something, and
oh, didn't you say you saw some snow?
I saw
flurries?
some snow. I'm like, what is that falling? That's not leaves. And then, of course, next weekend we'll be up in the 60s again, like this never happened.
And our friend would say, "Nevermore."
Evermore. Winter's coming, everybody.
Sadly.
Hi, Amelia. I've got you on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I have everybody on the list so far. So, hey, hi, Angel. Hi, Bonita. Sal, Champagne, Levi.
Are you dying on us?
Word girl. Yeah, I am. So anyway, what do you have to say for yourself, Mr. O? You had quite the wake-up call this morning.
Oh, do you
care
have
to tell everybody?
Oh, well, kiddies didn't get the memo about the time change. And normally they're like, pressing the issue at a certain time, and they know that I'm the one that will get up and feed them. This morning, trying to make the best out of that extra hour, all of a sudden, a very sharp pain right about there in my head. One of the cats tried to jump up onto the bed right by my pillow, my head, and got me. Oh, and it bled, and it was really, it wasn't a deep. I'm not going to get cat scratch fever. Boy, I sure hope I don't.
But it was pretty shocking, needless to say.
I think we've added you, Champagne. I think we've got
everybody
in order.
We'll go over the list in a minute. Let me go over the list real quick before I do our collective card for the day.
Alrighty.
So we're going to be starting today when we get started with Bonita, Acel, Champagne, Levi, KC, Word Girl, welcome Word Girl, Angel Rivera, Sonal, and Amelia.
Alrighty.
And let's see. What else was I going to say? Please don't forget to like the page. We really appreciate that.
Yes, please.
And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and you'll be notified every time we go live.
So if you are new here, we do short free tarot readings. We do them in order of how we get them in our chat room. So everybody that came early or whatever, you are on the list. And that's basically
hey, Kayla, I'll add you. You're going to be at the bottom.
And that's basically it. We usually start with a inspirational, hopefully, or card for the day.
This one is Colette Barron Reed's Postcards from Spirit.
Mm-hmm. We've had that before, yeah.
Right. The veil is still thin. It's just after Halloween. And so let's see if Spirit has a message for the collective today. And what it would be. We know they have a message.
Return to sender. Not enough postage. So we have
something he can't read.
Love you always, it said. I saw that.
It says, love, you are magic.
On the other side.
Okay. Always
at
and
the
forever. Bottom. So, dear you, there is only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic. And that means you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have, choose what your heart wants, and know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can take that from you. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things can happen. Your life is a beautiful one. Love you always and forever. The message from Spirit.
So I'm going to rattle off the cards that I'm using. I'm using 3 decks, and I'm using the Sacred Path or Ancestral Path Tarot. And that's the Empress from that card, or deck. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also using the Tarot of the Northern Shadows, and that's the Knight of Wands from that deck, the Knight of Rods they call that. And then I'm also using the Nefertari Tarot, the Golden Sheened Tarot, and that's the Two of Wands. I love how that glows from that deck.
Well, I'm eliminating one of my Halloween decks. I'm keeping the Halloween Lenormand for today and a couple of the other ones. And, I feel like, why can't I keep using the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot? Because, frankly,
it's before Christmas.
It's before Christmas, so I think it still applies. So we'll use that deck again. And then I'm going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot at least one more time. I love this deck. Here's the Wheel of Fortune from that deck. And finally, let me see. Well, actually, not finally. I also have in the mix one more time. I think this one is going to be replaced for a while. The Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. And look at that beautiful Ace of Pentacles in this deck. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune.
It
sorry.
is, yeah.
The ace is very golden, too, in this deck, if I recall. And as an added thing today, I'm starting to use our MJ Coulinon's.
Oh, my goodness.
Guardian of the Night Tarot. This is the Ten of Pentacles. It's an animal-based tarot, and it's
beautiful.
Really beautiful. They're kind of wide cards, so they're going to be a little trickier to shuffle, I will say. And they are slippery, and of course, they will take up more room on our little holder here. But they're nice.
I happen to hear that this deck will be a giveaway in the upcoming...
Do you hear that?
Season. We will be giving away a free, brand new Guardian of the Animals Tarot set by MJ Coulinon.
Yes.
We are so ecstatic or proud to be able to do that because we think it's a fabulous deck. So we haven't figured out how we're going to do that.
We've got a few giveaways, and
we do.
with our celebration of our wedding anniversary and somebody's birthday coming up this month, we might be in a giveaway kind of mood.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal because I'm turning 65.
Woohoo! So see, it's a milestone. If you think about it, 6 and 5 is 11. 11's a magic number, Mr. O. That could mean good things.
Well, it reduces to 2, and 2 is my personal name number. 11s and 22s have various roles in my life, too, so it's kind of an interesting numerology. Hi, Estelle. I think we got you earlier.
We do. We're going to go.
Angel's back.
Just
all right.
Before we start, I'll go over the list one more time. We're just killing a little time here, but talking stuff.
Tooting our own horn, which is better than tooting something else.
Which reminds me, if anybody wants our Halloween annual reading, it's only going to be available through November 15th. There's still time to get it. It takes you from Halloween to fall equinox in the next year. We will be offering some other yearly readings as we get closer to the end of the year. And of course, we have other readings for sale. You could check out our Facebook and Twitter pages for details.
Right, we pinned them to the top, so you should be able to see that, and has all the information, what kind of style readings, how many cards, how much money, and how you pay.
We also do separate Lenormand readings. So if you're interested in a more, how should I say this, a more expanded Lenormand reading, you might want to check out some of our Lenormand offerings.
So let's get going.
Let's get going. So Benita, you are first, and then Acel, Champagne, Levi, KC, Word Girl, Angel Rivera, Sonal, Amulia, and Kayla. Did I miss anybody?
A general read for Benita. Sounds good?
Just going to go look at the list a little bit. I got Levi. Yep. Okay, everybody is on the list.
So let's go ahead and use my Ancestral Path Tarot.
Okay. So my Material Matters video got messed up by the time change this morning. I'm sorry. I would have been in the chat room had I known they were going to show it an hour earlier. So, because our time changed, but apparently YouTube's must not have or something.
Well, no problem too, because I released a special Halloween All Hallows meditation, and in fact, I used some of the cards from this deck, the Ancestral Path
General read for Benita.
Tarot. Yes, I already told you that.
Oh, sorry.
And I was hoping to premiere it last night, but the chat room never showed up. So I know a couple people did show up to see it, so that was kind of nice. But it was weird. I don't know if it was just something to do with YouTube last night. Here you go, Banch.
All right. This is kind of a wide deck to shuffle, but it's short.
It is a little wide, yeah.
So
but
it's a
easier
little
to get
easier
your
to
fingers
handle
around.
than the Guardians of
You
the
were
Night.
saying?
Mayhaps I spoke too soon.
Maybe you did.
So anyway, I posted some pictures from our cemetery jaunt on Twitter. Boy, that was so awesome. That Elmwood Cemetery in Detroit is just an amazing
It's
place.
a historic cemetery, and some very famous people are buried there.
Well, and our friend is buried there. He's the only person we know buried there. Yeah. And he knew I'm sorry. He knew how to take care of himself, and what a beautiful spot he has on a hill. And I like just the hilliness of it. Some of the crypts there are really fascinating. It looks like a little village, as a matter of fact. It's just very serene.
Your first card is the Prince of Swords, and it's upright.
Okay.
The Prince of Swords would be like the Knight of Swords.
Okay.
And then you have the Two of Wands. Here it's known as the Two of Staves.
Okay.
But that's the two, and that's upright. And then you have the reversed Prince of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. Okay, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at this here, and I'm seeing that Knight of Swords.
The balance thing, the two, and then the two.
Well,
knights.
there's the two, but did you say the two was reversed? Because you have
No, it's not. And I didn't say it was.
Okay, I thought you did.
You're really paying attention to me today.
So I'm not sure I understand here. To me, this makes it sound like you may have some kind of difficult decision to make that is kind of, I don't know about stressing you, but is emotionally affecting you in some way. It could involve some plans or projects or goals of some sort. And of course, this could be, in your interpersonal life or in your work life. It just seems like there's some real heady decisions that have to be made. And that's why when I see the Prince of Cups reversed, I'm thinking that, they're affecting you, or they will be affecting you in some way.
Well, it's kind of interesting because we see this from time to time, and there are two princes or knights framing the card in the middle, which is that Two of Wands. And that Two of Wands normally seems to indicate that there's a tenuous balance. There's a balance where maybe you don't feel you know everything you need to know, and maybe these represent, what you do know or what your choices end up being regardless. And one could be that you may be looking at dispensing with a certain emotionally fulfilling situation or relationship or situation, or you may be allowing for an undertaking to happen or to occur. Like maybe the choices between giving up something that makes you happy but going for something that you realize is a necessary thing for you to be in charge of. This is autonomy is represented here, and also taking charge of and completing a project or thing.
Could it also be a choice between emotional satisfaction or,
Yeah.
work satisfaction, or goals, other goals?
Right, it could be that. You're right, because again, it's the framing there. So it does seem like the choice or the decision, will make you unhappy one way, but make you possibly better in your career, your business, or the more functional physical matters of your life.
Hey, Divine You, I've got you
Hi,
on the
Divine.
list. Welcome. Oh, sorry, Kayla. All right, we'll take you off.
Okay,
we'll catch
sorry
you
about
next
that.
time.
Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, if you still have time to hang out. If not, we'll see you next time. All right, let's see what the Lenormand could add to this. Bonita. Take care. Well, I think you are going to find out something. You've got the wait a
birds.
minute. Nope. That's the stork.
Oh, the stork.
So wait, that's going to change my perspective. I saw the bird and I thought it was the birds, but I forget that's the stork in this deck. And then we have the skeleton key, the key. So it seems to me the key is some type of change you need to make. This decision that you have to make or you might be making will either create change or it's because a change is necessary and you realize it, so you're going to have to make this difficult decision for a more positive change to occur.
Well, I wonder if you're having to take on new responsibilities or somehow become involved in a new project or situation, and it comes with the sacrifice of things that bring you some pleasure, like maybe working with a certain set of people that you like working with and now having to work with a different set of people, or maybe having to change your shift or the amount of time you put into it, making a sacrifice because you're involved in this project or this situation. So that it puts some amount of discomfort. Maybe it doesn't talk about total unhappiness, but maybe it's just talking about some sacrifices or discomfort that you might have to make in order to be involved in a new project, assignment, or opportunity.
Yeah, I'd say this is an important decision, but, relatively speaking, this is something that is not going to, I think, affect your life majorly, but I think it's just indicating some changes are going to be necessary, some adjustments may have to be made, and they may not be all that pleasant, but it's not going to be the end of the world kind of thing at all.
Right. In general, just something you're going to have to deal with, and there'll be some sacrifices, but there'll also be some caveats too, is what I think it's really shaping up to look like.
Yeah.
And I see we have Teresa. Hi, Teresa.
Oh, hey, Teresa. Welcome.
So that's what we have, Bonita.
That's what we have for you. So we're going to move on to the next reading, and that is Acel. I hope you're here, Acel. You are up. So go ahead and type your question.
You're welcome, Bonita.
Hey, you're welcome. And then Champagne is after Acel, and then
Go right ahead, Acel.
And then Levi, then KC, Word Girl, Angel Rivera, Sonal, Amelia, Divine You, and Teresa. Oh, awesome to hear, Divine You.
Oh, that's great.
Woohoo!
Good for you. Very cool. Very cool to hear that. I'm sure that's a great relief for you.
Okay, Sal, type your question. We're waiting. I, of course, going to have you keep an eye out for questions more than me because I don't always see them all, apparently. I've had that problem. I still don't know why that's happening. Okay, well, I see that one. Okay, love reading for 2021. Well,
right.
Let's see what we get.
And you have a deck?
I am sure.
Okay.
Shall we try the new?
The new. Oh, yes.
You made me shuffle ride cards. Now it's your turn.
Thanks for the question, Estelle.
2021. Well, this will be kind of an overview, Estelle. Let's see what we get. You know, we will be offering some calendar readings soon. And some of those, if you want them specifically, how should I say this? The year tied into a particular area of your life as opposed to an overall thing, I think we could be able to do that as well. So let's say you want to know, love outlook for every month next year. We could do that.
Hi,
or
Sonali.
financial. Oh, hey, Sonali. We will put you on the list. All right, and I'll go over the list again. We have we're reading for Estelle, then Champagne, Levi, KC, Word Girl, Angel Rivera, Sanel, Amelia, Divine You, Teresa, and Sinelli. Well, you never know. Let's hope so. They shuffle pretty good, actually.
They do, actually. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
They feel good. Has a nice feel.
But they are slippery.
A little slippery. Yes, indeed. Alrighty.
Okay. So the first card we have is the King of Swords.
So beautiful.
Second card we have is the Knight of Cups reversed. And then we have the Five of Swords. Well, frankly, Estelle, I don't think this is going to be like for all of 2021, but I think it is talking about a particular episode in 2021. Don't you get that?
Could be. I would hate to feel that 3 cards determine all of a year for you. So I don't feel that way either. But I do feel that there is a little bit of hindrance to the general question here. It may be that you'll be dipping your feet into the waters a little bit, but not with satisfactory results. You may find that some of this just was not to your liking, and I actually think the clue is more with the Five of the Swords.
I know, when I saw that follow.
Yeah, because the Knight of Cups reversed would indicate kind of like some ill feelings about romantic areas or emotional areas. The Five of Swords just, to me, sort of sounds like there's stress there, and or there's maybe a person who's really not your type. Maybe they're really not a peaceful person. Maybe there's somebody who is a little bit more hot-tempered or argumentative. Or if it's not really their nature, maybe there's just, I hate to say this, but I've had it in my own life, so people that you sometimes have a chemical reaction with. In the abstract, it feels like they're a good person, but somehow your chemistry does not work. And so I have a feeling like this could happen to you. Hopefully it'll be in the earlier part of the year and you'll move on for better.
Well, and let's look at this a little bit, Estelle, because to me, you have the King of Swords here. So I really feel you are going to discern pretty early on that this relationship that you might encounter is not for you. You know, you are better than that. You will make wise choices and decisions and recognize pretty early on that you have to move on, so that hopefully, you know, there's no kind of bad ramifications long term from this. But I do feel it's somebody that may not be altogether emotionally, I'm not going to say mature, but really exhibits a lot of positive emotions. They're more negative in their outlook, and they may be a little bit more, as he said, aggressive. They could be sneaky in a way, and you're just going to realize, I think, pretty early on that there are ulterior motives here and that you need to move on.
I'm also wondering, too, if maybe basically there's somebody else who's trying to put you together with them in some way, either trying to convince you to do double dating or whatever, you know, you're doing there, and you will realize you don't really want to get more involved with that person. Beyond that, I'm thinking that's probably the most aggressive thing in will probably be more in the beginning part of the year. So it's hard to see it goes later.
I'm thinking this might happen earlier in 2021 than later too. At least by the first half of the year, if not sooner. And I just think it's going to be a bit of an unpleasant experience, and I don't want you to get discouraged by that.
They're definitely not a soulmate.
Right, because you will be doing the right thing and making the right choice for yourself, and I think that's a real positive here.
Well, let's take a look at the Lenormand. And we have the Fog.
Well, that was the first card, the Clouds, the first card I drew, and then we have the Coffin. And so what I think this is saying to me, since the way it came up is this way, is there's going to be an end of confusion and depression and gloom in your life next year as far as relationships go. So despite this setback, I think you're going to get past it, and it looks as though you're going to feel a lot more clear, maybe about what you really want and what you expect in life. There's just like an epiphany is going to happen.
There's an ending to confusion, but there's also an ending to what this like clears the way for the rest of the year to proceed in a better way. This experience that you have is really going to like clear up a lot of things. Like, number one, what your real priorities should be, and whether or not there's anything that's sort of dubious about them or about where you're going with this.
Oh, I wish I had better news to begin with, Estelle, but I really do think that
it's a learning experience, and it'll be good.
And to me, it's just the way those cards fell. I did not feel that was like the overall theme for your year.
Oh, Champagne, it was okay to leave your message there because you are the next person, right?
Yeah.
I saw that, but I wasn't ready to focus on it. So go ahead and put that back in there.
Yeah, Champagne, you are up right now. And after Champagne is Levi, KC, Word Girl, Angel Rivera, Sanel, Amelia, Kayla's off the list, Amelia, Divine You, Teresa, and Sanelli.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use our golden Nefertari.
Hey, you're welcome, Estelle.
And you're welcome. And yeah, don't worry about this. This is really small stuff, I think, in the overall picture of things. Absolutely.
Higher self presently have for you. Okay.
I'm going to use my Nefertari, the wonderful gold.
Sounds good.
For higher messages.
Hey everybody, November 3rd, Mercury is going direct. I can't wait.
It's been a long time coming.
A bad one?
Well, we'll still have a couple of weeks to kind of right the ship a little bit and move on, but it's a good sign.
You are welcome, Estelle. Anytime.
Hi, Love here.
Hi, Love here. We will add you to the list. We've got a list, so it's going to be a little while, but hang in there and we'll get to your reading.
Okay, your first card, Champagne, is the King of Pentacles, but reversed. And then we have another king, the King of Chalices, but that one's upright. And then we have a Four of Swords, which is also upright.
Oh.
What are you thinking?
Well, this is what message does the higher self presently have? Well, here it is. From my perspective anyway, Champagne. You've got that Pentacles. What is it? It's the...
King.
Is that the king? It's the king. And then two kings again. How do we do this, Mr. O?
I don't know.
Okay. So basically, I think what your higher self is trying to tell you is you need to spend time stepping back and reflecting on how you balance and harmonize, the material end of your life to what you really truly desire, emotionally. Your emotional side of life and your material side of life. You need to reflect on how to better balance those.
Right. It could be that spirit may feel that more of your emotional contentment is tied up in materialism. I get that. We're all a little bit materialistic. So maybe saying, just to put it in perspective, I don't think it's a big, heavy-handed thing, but I think that basically reflection on how you are balanced in your life, because how you balance yourself in your life means how you also will be able to bring balance to other lives or other situations.
Right, and to me, looking at the two, it seems like
masculine and feminine.
Yeah,
I like that.
oh, very
like
good
that.
point too.
Very good point.
Mm-hmm. Very good observation, Champagne. But also, it seems like it's the the masculine side. Then, would you call that?
Mm-hmm.
Is more out of balance, material end of life than the emotional, and and maybe it's there that you either are you workaholic type material, and you're not giving enough space to the emotional side of life, or is it vice versa? Are you letting this overrun this side of your life?
I don't like to preach to men or women about how aggressive or not aggressive they should be. I don't like to tell them how they should behave in the world. I think that life has enough lessons of its own, but I think also too there's a quality where people try to use some of those stereotypes to keep people in a position that they want. So sometimes women are told, oh, it's unladylike to do, certain things. Or sometimes men are told, oh, that's so effeminate of you to do it that way, that kind of thing. And I think those are just societal things. And I think this is saying that you are going to reflect and maybe rise above a lot of that.
Well, and I feel that also Spirit is saying, look, take some time for self-care to, ensure you get yourself in order. This is a card that says maybe you need more downtime as well, or
That's
at
a
least more
possibility, yeah.
time reflecting on the deeper aspects of self. That would be another message I would think Spirit would have in this
So therefore
case.
it's time for the Lenormand cards. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's interesting we got 2 kings, too, because that's kind of high-end stuff.
Back in the 70s, I was a total ERA supporter. I was minorly involved with my college chapter to support the ERA. And I've always just felt that way, that it doesn't take anything away from men to support women.
Got the creepy trail.
The creepy trail.
Which is making decisions. And then you've got the stork has reared up again. And the stork is all about changes and moves. What kind of moves do you need to make? It seems like you have options. You have choices of what direction you need to go, what direction you need to take. And Spirit's trying to tell you, it's time to make those choices, make those changes.
So yes, if you were thinking about, exploring a deeper reflection of attributes and how they're deployed in your life or how you deploy them, then this is that time to consider that.
And that's what we have for you, Champagne. I hope that gives you some insight there.
Do you think that the further away the pictures are, the little blurry they are there, kind of?
Maybe. It could be. Do you want to
I
move
was
the camera
trying
up a
to
little?
adjust, no, I think it's actually the lens, because
Oh.
I think when it gets closer, it's better, more or less, right?
So maybe something got out of focus again?
Maybe. I'll have to correct it in between shows.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for any blurriness today.
You're welcome.
All right. But that's what we have for you. Hey, you're welcome. We appreciate it. And Levi, you are up. And after Levi is KC, Word Girl, Angel Rivera, Sanal, Amulia, Divine You,
Hi, Laura.
Teresa, Sonali, and Love Here. Hey, Laura. Good to see you. Well, I hope the time change didn't throw anybody else off. Threw our cats off. And of course, we're here at our normal time. but our
Oh.
time zone changed.
So it is actually broken. You're wondering if this spirit thing did it. That's interesting. It would be a strong spirit to do that. A lot of spirits don't have that kind of energy, or not easily. Let's find out.
Should we do what? How do you want to do that? A yes, no, or
Yeah, let's start with that
Let's
and
start
see
that.
what else.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know about jars. Usually when I've tried to trap evil spirits, and it's been a long time, I usually use something organic that then I can just sort of bury in the ground and let, its energies dissipate into the ground and ground naturally. But sometimes with the jars, it's really about containing some really volatile energies too.
Here you go, Mr. O.
If you ever do, that would be interesting to see.
Well, you could probably, if you can DM us on Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah, people do send me pictures of things on the TFT Facebook page as a inbox or a notification, so you may be able to try that.
Oh, hi, Angel Mary.
Hi, Angel Mary.
Sure, we'll add you. It's a bit of a list, but we have time. So far, anyway. Okay. Oh, this was a yes, no. I'm
Yes.
sorry. 1, 2. Didn't go far. 3.
Okay.
Almost forgot myself. 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow.
It's leaning towards yes.
You know, it's funny here too, Levi. We have the Ace of Wands, which to me is kind of aggressive, right?
Okay.
And then we have 2 cup cards, and I'm thinking of your jar container.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
So it's leaning towards yes. I think it did.
What's the other card there? Prince?
Get stuck.
Or
It
Knight?
is the Knight of Cups upright. It wanted to be on the move.
I guess so. Is it possible that there's an obsession thing going on? Like, this is usually romantic stuff here, cups and emotional, need. But I'm just wondering if there was just some obsessive quality about the situation in some way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Well, let's...
Obviously, I think it just want to be free. Knights are cards that move.
That's true, too.
So it's a spirit that wanted out.
Ah. Yeah, I guess that's what I see. Yeah. Let's see what our Lenormand tells us. The spooky Halloween Lenormand.
Well, this is the last time for it, but I'm not going to bring out the Christmas one right away. That'll be probably maybe the week before Thanksgiving or right around Thanksgiving. And we'll do it for the Christmas season. That one's a fun deck as well. It really is. I can change up some cards in there. They have alternate cards for some of the cards. All right.
Excuse me.
Wow, we get the black cat. And then we get the fog. So I get the feeling this is kind of a weird scenario here for this question.
I'm waiting because I have a thought here.
Do you? Should I let you go?
Well, remember I said maybe there's an obsession going on here and loyalty.
Well, dog, yeah, that's like the dog in the Lenormand, which is loyalty or companion.
But confusion.
I'm just saying
misplaced loyalty?
Well, or it was just confused. The spirit was confused in there and just wanted out.
Well, I'm just wondering...
But I know I'm yeah, the black cat's throwing me a little bit here.
I sort of feel like it wanted to be trapped. I sort of feel like it wanted to be there, but then at some point it didn't, which is why it maybe tried to break out. I mean, like, does it have some sort of situation with you where you've worked with this spirit before, the spirit has been around before?
Yeah, I almost think it's attached to you in some way.
Something.
So be aware of that, if you want to break that attachment. But it definitely wanted out of there. And I think now that's helped dispel. I feel that it was confused in there. And maybe because
Could
it
be.
has some sort of attachment to you or wanted to make such an attachment, it just needed to be out of the jar. It didn't want to be attached in that way.
Hi, Anthony. Okay, sure.
And that's
Thanks.
what we have for you. Hey, Anthony, we'll try to get you in. It's going to be a
He's
little
here
while.
just to watch. He
Oh,
said.
just to
Yeah.
watch. Okay. Well, good to see you. Thanks.
All is pretty well. Thank you.
We're hanging in there despite the rise in cases here in Michigan.
So you don't totally agree that maybe there's a situation going on there? It just sort of was random, maybe? Maybe you want to do more div on it yourself just to see if there's something that connects you to that, Levi. I don't know. Maybe. At any rate, if it's no longer bothering you, then I guess it's a moot point. So, okay. What's up?
We're on KC. Hey, KC, you are up.
KC.
And then Word Girl, Angel Rivera, Sanal, Amelia, Divine You, Teresa, Sonali, Love Here, Laura, and Angel Mary.
Okay.
Oh.
Which could explain the Knight of
Connection.
Cups then, the connection
Well,
thing
the
that
cat,
it just has,
too.
and the cat, that it does have some sort of connection to you.
A general for November with the Nefertari deck. Okay, you've got it.
For you, of course. I know you like that one.
So Casey, we had a laugh at the graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
And it was about you in a way. I did post a picture of that stone of our friend who passed away on Twitter, and you'll notice the initials KC on the stone. And KC was his dog. They buried the ashes of the dog with our friend.
His most beloved dog. He had a couple other dogs,
yeah.
but that was the one that meant the most to him. Casey.
But we thought of you when we saw the KC.
We had forgotten about that.
Yeah. Hi, Flame78. I will add you
Hi,
to
Flame.
the list. Right. All right.
General for November.
And just a reminder for everybody to like our page, subscribe. You'll be notified when we go live. What do you got
So
there?
we have the reversed Three of Pentacles,
Okay.
Three of Coins. We have the reversed Ace of Cups. Three different suits. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And that one's upright. We're waiting.
We're waiting.
General
Well, I'm
reading
waiting
for
for something
November.
to come through for me. A general for
There's
November.
a little bit of everything.
It's a little bit of everything, and I don't know. Maybe,
Stay under covers all month, but don't come out.
maybe it's decision time, Casey. It's decision time about trying to, deciding here what's more important in your life right now. Material matters or concerns, or emotional happiness and satisfaction. Maybe there have been some, you'll be looking back at, or you'll be looking upon something that you were hoping to happen or develop on an emotional level in November, and it doesn't quite pan out. And it's possible because you were too busy, trying to take care of other ends of your life.
Well, I sort of feel a connection between the Ace and that Three, and I'm wondering that if maybe There's a little bit of scrutiny that you don't like. Somebody's criticizing you. Maybe it's work related, and maybe that just causes a little bit of unhappiness or causes a great deal of unhappiness. It may be that there's a situation in the making there, and you may want to consider moving somewhere else or
I like what you're saying.
removing yourself from that tension somehow. Maybe you have to make a change somewhere to remove yourself from the emotional ramifications more than anything.
It looks as though, he might be, he might be right. He probably is right because, when you look at these two cards together, you think that something is unfulfilling in the workplace. Whether you're not getting enough recognition for things that you've been doing, or people have been, like he said, maybe over-scrutinizing your work, is very disappointing and unsettling, and maybe some decisions have to be made about this. Maybe you're deciding how much you want to put up with that anymore.
So let's do the Lenormand then?
Maybe. I'm shuffling.
I know you are.
Do you have anything to add to that, Mr. O?
No, it just sort of feels like there's a movement away or there's a movement beyond it, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's physical movement. Like, I don't necessarily think you're going to...
Maybe you'll just get over it.
...change jobs, but maybe it's a change in attitude. The swords is the mental quality, and so you just have to somehow buck up a little bit and not let it bother you, unless there's something else going on there and there's an opportunity coming.
Oh, so it's a little bit of the inner critics, eh? Well, I'm used to that. I know all about the inner critics. But yeah, you brought us to silence there for a moment, Casey. I had to think about this one. Definitely looks work-related to me somehow. And so, yeah, if you're criticizing yourself, lighten up. Lighten up. We can be our own worst enemies sometimes, and so maybe the decision or choice you're going to make is to move away from that.
Then it's the mental attitude of getting yourself out of that rut. That's what's going to change, is that you really will just sort of say, wake up, smell the coffee, and just plug on. What you got?
Well, cards keep popping up again. So there's the Book of Shadows, and then we have the cat. So the dog, it seems like friendships or camaraderie or companionship. You'll be able to learn something through a friend or a companion that might just help you. Maybe you'll be able to clear the air with them a little bit, and, some words of advice and wisdom that they share,
So it may be that you are looking, like it said, for the reasons why you would want to stay loyal, or maybe you will actually discover those. It just may not be a good time to make lots of other more physical moves at this time, just because everything seems to be really unsettled going forward with the economy, certainly.
But that last comment I see here, Casey, sure sounds like a fire sign to me. That's me. Totally. So I think, yeah, you're going to be making some decisions in this regard. And loyalty, I didn't think about that. So my concern, yeah, where to put your loyalties? Where are you going to put your efforts?
In yourself.
Is it going to be in your studies too, as well? Because that's the book there, Research and Study. So I think decisions have to be made. That's what we have for you.
Thanks, Casey.
Hey, good luck with that. Hey, Word Girl, are you still with us? If you are, it is your turn. You can type your question. And then we have Angel Rivera, Sanal, Amelia, Divine You, Teresa, Sonali, Love Here, Laura, Angel Mary, and Flame 78. And you know what? I think Flame 78 will be the last reading. I don't know that we'll be able to fit more in after that in an hour. We'll just say that for now anyway.
Check later. Check it.
Hey, you're welcome, Casey. Good luck. Well, I do well on my November law school entrance exam with a good score. Okay, let's do a yes/no on that.
Which deck?
That's a good question, huh?
Every day?
Did I use this one yet, the everyday?
No. Okay, word girl.
All right, word girl, let's see what we have for you.
You're new flame, or I believe you are, and what happens is a lot of people, they may get tired of waiting and they may surf somewhere else, and if they're not here when we call the name, we may call it a couple times, type it in there, but if you haven't shown up within a few moments, a minute or so maybe, we may move on to the next person.
Yeah, so things might happen quicker, and we might be able to fit in another person or two depending on what happens. We never know what to expect. Somebody came at the end of our show on Thursday, and we thought we weren't going to be able to read for anybody else, but everybody disappeared.
Yeah, we called like 4 names, and they were all gone, so like, I guess it's your lucky day. That
so
was,
we fit them in.
Love here. So it worked out okay for them, but... And, you know, sometimes we're a little bit wordy, and we're just going to get into a rut and sort of talk with somebody.
Yeah, because we've got a lot of regular people here we love talking to. It's a very friendly chat room, so, you know, we really enjoy doing this.
Did I miss my turn? We're like, no, we're taking too long.
Well, yeah, you know, some people throw a card. We throw 3 plus to Lenormand, so, and some questions are a little more nuanced than others, so... It is what it is, and it's free, so...
So it is that the actual private readings that we do for people tend to be even more significant, we think.
Longer, and you're basically getting 2 readers for the price of 1. All right.
Counting them.
Yes, I know.
Passing the law exam.
I know.
And remember, tarot is a snapshot in time, so just because the answer is not the one you were hoping for doesn't mean it is the actual truthful answer. We can only tell you what we see happening, and it may be that your reflection on the matter and or activities may actually change the course of what we're indicating. Hi, love here.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Mr. O, because, okay, just because it's leaning towards no does not mean no. Obviously, you must have some concerns or worries, or you wouldn't be asking, and I think that's why we have the sun reversed here. And finally, we have the 6 of Wands reversed here, which means you could suffer a setback. So, with that in mind, you know, it's still not too late to keep nose to the grindstone and study more to prepare, because it is not a definite no. It's leaning towards no.
It is leaning towards no. The sun reversed is kind of the opposite of what it is, and usually it indicates you need to study. It's about knowledge. It's about learning things. So you still have an opportunity, hopefully, to learn more, to study more. You need to illuminate and hopefully, you know, get what you need there. The 6 of Wands maybe is more disconcerting because it may signify more your attitude. It may be an attitude of defeat, so you really want to try to vanquish that. The idea of this one also could just possibly mean that maybe you're not going to get the exact opposite highest mark you want, but maybe you would get one that is not as nice, but is still a decent passing grade, hopefully.
Yeah, I feel as though the sun is just saying that, you know, you may have an attitude of defeat before you've even started. And so be aware of that could really, you know, if you can change that and just keep focusing on the books and focusing on the studies, you could turn this around. This is not set in stone. This ace merely tells us, it's like a placeholder. It lets us know if it's leaning towards yes or no, depending on how many aces come up in the reading.
So it is the kind of thing that could still change.
Absolutely.
And we're going to do a Lenormand now, which will give us a little more detail, perhaps. And if you don't get your reading today, you can always come back on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for another one. Don't forget to check out Banshee's Material Matters on Sundays.
My video.
Or my Outlook on Emotional Exchanges, which is on Fridays.
So here we have the star.
That's hopeful.
And here we have the ball and chain. So there's just two ways I could read this, and one is better than the other, but I'm going to give you both scenarios so you can think about this. First off, with the ball and chain, the anchor is something that holds somebody in place. So in other words, don't let these negative things here make you believe that there's no hope of passing, because the star is about hope. There is hope. There is the possibility of success here. And what it's basically saying is never give up. Don't get stuck with, the thinking of these two cards.
I immediately sensed something different, and that was the idea that maybe you can find your hopeful position and then root yourself there, anchor yourself
I
there.
saw that too. That was the other thing I was going to say. I said two things.
That basically you just need to find the hope and hold on to it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Anchor yourself in positive thoughts and also do the work, at the same time. It's not just going to come to you, so make sure you're doing the work, maintain a positive attitude, and go in there with confidence, and you're going to be able to turn this around. And that's what we have for you. I hope it works.
Good luck.
Wish you the best, and do check back with us and let us know. We always like to hear from people and find out, whether we were right or not.
We mostly like to hear that we were right, but
well, unless it's not something you want to hear, then we want to hear we were wrong.
You're welcome. Good luck. Good luck.
All right. So, Angel Rivera, you are up. And after Angel is Sanal, Amulia, Divine You, Teresa, Sonali, Love Here, Laura, Angel Mary, and Flame 78.
Oh, that's right. Another Scorpio. Gosh, that's like several people I know who are born in that birthday. That's a popular day, November 2nd. It's Kit's birthday, too, amongst other people.
This is a crazy month of things for me. So, let's see. So, who is up? I'm sorry. It's Angel Rivera. There we go. General reading for next week. For some peace. Okay, given next week. Oh my gosh. I'm kind of worried, actually, Angel, going into work on election day. Is there going to be fighting in the streets? I'm just a little nervous because Tuesday is my day to go into the office. So, I don't know. Actually, I don't want to use this deck, Mr. O. Do you got a deck?
Yes, we'll go with the Tarot of the Northern Shadows.
Okay. Yeah, so, peace. I know, I'm concerned. Oh, by the way, everybody, should I tell them?
Go ahead.
Okay. We're doing a special reading tonight after our live stream. It's going to be our prediction for the election of 2020. But we are not going to release it till the day after the election. So we'll either be right or we'll be wrong, but we are not going to do this before the election because it's just too confrontational right now to say one side's going to win over the other.
We'll upload it and leave it private or schedule it so that it's time-stamped as when we put it out there.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not going to, I can't say that I'm going that way, Divine You, but I just think everything is so contentious right now. So we're going to try to do it very objectively, and we don't want anything we say to encourage or discourage voting, because I think everybody should express themselves and vote no matter what side of the fence you're on. And that's what I worry about in our country is so many people do not vote.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what's going on.
So we have the Eight of Rods upright, the Eight of Wands.
Interesting.
The Sun. Upright. And then the Ace of Rods. It looks like a spoon, but it is wood. That's reversed.
Wow, that's really interesting to me. For the most part, this looks positive, but I can't say that there's a lot of peace here necessarily. Basically, there's a lot of energy being expended. So you're going to be busy next week, really busy. And ultimately, you may not feel that maybe you've accomplished everything you set out to do. I mean, it seems as though there's some success, there's some moving forward, there's definitely positive energy being applied. But ultimately, I feel like you're going to feel a week's end that you didn't get everything accomplished you had hoped for.
It definitely feels like that. It feels like it's a very busy time. You're at a university. This to me is knowledge and information is just blooming there. So things are just sort of falling back into its pattern, which may be typical. And of course, maybe there's just an untypical element there with it being reversed. The idea that some of this is not totally built on a firm foundation. And so it's just really a week out of the ordinary. The following week could indicate different things.
Yeah, it is very much about movement, this particular version. I feel that what it could be is obviously you're making positive forward movement here. And also if we want to look at it on more of a, how should I say, peace level for next week, I would say that it looks as though there is some positive movement. However, are the results in the ultimately going to be satisfactory? I'm not sure.
Let's do that Lenormand.
Yeah, let's see what else we get.
In some ways, this was almost too general for me. It was really hard to pick up anything other than just real general stuff, which was mostly okay.
It's definitely okay with the sun there, but there is something, like I said, left incomplete, it just seems like in this case of the Ace of Wands reversed.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, one thing is going to be working for you, Angel. We've got the witch's jars, which is the fish, and then we've got the pumpkin, which is the clover. So, again,
doesn't
the
it
fish
seem like that?
Yeah, in a
movement?
way,
Yeah.
because the fish is movement, again. But it's movement in a material sense. It's as if financially things are moving in a positive direction for you. And with the pumpkin here, clover, luck, hey, I would play the lottery.
So
but that's me.
The idea of the financial is sort of also held within that ace there. And just maybe saying that it's still a little bit in process, but that there's more encouragement than not, I guess, with everything else being considered here.
There's some positive financial movement or fluidity and timing, maybe just being able to do something and move money at the right place and time.
It seems more abstract, like it's more just in general, and it's not as specific to you or your concerns, but maybe in general. Don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with these cards. So it may not be the week may not end up being everything you wanted it to be, but it certainly looks like there's room for some positive flow of abundance in some area of your life if it's not financial.
So just figure out which direction to move into, like these guys are.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you, Angel Rivera. Good luck with that.
Hi,
hey, Libra. Well, I didn't. Well, you're at the bottom of the list. We might not be able to get to you today, but we will try. We are moving. So we're done with Angel Rivera. Sanal is up. Hey, you're welcome, Angel.
You are welcome.
And after Sanal is Amulia, and then Divine You, Teresa, Sanali, Love Here, Laura, Angel Mary, Flame 78, and Libra Gust.
Okay.
Well, we've got an hour, so we'll see. Yeah, it was an interesting reading, Angel. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's more positive than that. The pumpkin just being there, the clover just kind of enhances the overall reading because it's such a card of good luck.
Yeah.
All right, so Sanel, are you with us? Let us know. We might be moving on.
They're
Okay,
next,
yeah,
aren't they? Yeah.
we'll get to you next, Amelia. You might just be coming right up if Sanel does not respond.
Yep, hang on.
So hang on. We'll get to that. Ah,
Last week was kind of a draggy week for me, too, and I only worked 15 hours. It just seemed like...
well, I don't know. It seems like a lot of energy. You're going to be busy, so that could indicate more of the same.
Well, the
maybe.
Mercury is changing, so maybe that will slowly start to put things back in motion, too.
Well, I think Sanel is not here, so we should probably move on.
Okay, we're going to take Amelia then.
We'll do Amelia's question now.
What S thinks of them?
Okay,
Got a deck?
I do. Okay. This deck shuffles nicely. I like it.
That's your before Christmas?
Yeah. So our son and former producer came by to try to fix our little gadgets, but we didn't get it working. We may end up having to change our, what is it called? Our broadcasting software.
Yeah, we might be moving from OBS to Streamlabs.
But I don't think that's going to happen right away. So, but we're thinking about that now.
We'll have to see, because we have some
It's a
other
learning curve.
changes to consider.
Okay.
What does S think of them?
Oh, okay.
Okay, Amelia.
We have the, what is that? Is that the two, right?
The Two of Needles.
The Two of Needles, and that's reversed.
That's like the Two of Swords.
And then we have the Queen of Potions, which is the Queen of Cups upright. And then we have the Six of Presents, which is the Six of Pentacles. And that's upright. What does S think of you? Well, I think they're trying to, I think they aren't totally set in their attitude about you. I get that by the Two of Swords reversed, maybe.
That maybe their attitude is evolving as
Yes,
they learn things,
yes,
or
that's
as they
in a
get
way
to
what
know
I'm
you.
thinking. Because the Queen of these other cards indicate some really nice things here. I think that they feel that you're a rather giving person, that you're, that you're willing to give a lot of yourself.
Your
to
compassionate
things,
nature, your loving nature.
Empathic, and of course, then we have the Queen of Cups upright too, which is, you're very passionate. They sense a lot of passionateness and romantic feelings about you, I think.
Right. It could be that maybe they didn't necessarily think these things, and that they just needed to know you more.
I mean, I'm assuming this is a love interest. If it's not a love interest, it's somebody who thinks very highly of you and certainly wants you in their inner circle. But if it's a relationship, clearly they feel very drawn to you, I think, or that you are the kind of person who's very passionate and romantic. They see that about you.
And this could also tell me that maybe they're more guarded about how they show their feelings. So maybe that's something that you don't perceive. But that maybe that's changing, though. I just sort of feel that this represents
reversed, yeah.
a mutability in the relationship, that maybe their attitudes have changed, that they see you in a different light somehow.
It's evolving over time. And so I think that, this looks very positive. I want to throw some Lenormand on that, too, see what we get. Because where is this leading, if anywhere? And somebody can think all they want, but how are they showing it, and where does it go from here? I guess that's the question. Personally, I think they have high regard for you, it looks to me. The black cat is back. And that's kind of a card of friendship or companionship. But here we go. Here we have the creepy trail card again, which has showed up, which is like the path or decision card. So, I certainly have ideas on this. What do you think, Mr. O?
Well, if nothing else, this would be a person who would be a very loyal friend to you, or if they were more than a friend, they would be very loyal. They would want to travel the path with you, that they would want to be your companion somehow, or to support you on your path, even if it wasn't necessarily their path.
Yeah. I mean, if this is more than a friendship you want here, this is definitely a sign of friendship, but this is like somebody trying to make a decision of some sort. And so I'm wondering if it goes back to, should they stay friends? Should they stay less serious? Or should they get more serious? I have a feeling, they're wrestling with a decision right now.
Which could be what that 2 was about. Because
Possibly.
the 2 is about weighing decisions and whether you understand all the implications of those decisions.
I mean, and I'm leaning towards the fact that they're not thinking of like the opposite, moving away from you, because I'm not seeing any indication of that here. So I hope we've struck a chord there. I hope that makes sense, because I get the feeling that they think fondly of you and they're debating what to do about that. And that's what we have. Yeah, you are on the list, Libra.
All right, so that's what we had.
All right, so good luck with that. And we are on Divine You. Divine You, you are up, and then Teresa, Sonali, Love Here, Laura, Angel Mary, Flame, Libra, and then Sonal if they come back. And we have time. You're welcome, Libra. Alrighty, so Divine You, are you with us?
Go ahead, Divine You, or let us know.
A new deck again?
Sure. I'll take my ancestral path.
Oh, there you are, Divine You. Okay. Go ahead, type in your question. Which one is that?
Ancestral path.
Oh, okay. Well, shall I jinx us now? Why my new job is taking so long? Oh, will I get an offer letter? Let's do a yes/no on that.
And let's see.
Well, I'm glad the other thing worked out for you, Divine You, at least. Oh, no.
You're welcome. Mr. O thinks he stayed up a little late last night.
Oh. Well, but...
He's a little tired.
Okay, we did stay up.
Halloween.
We watched Saturday Night Live. Part of it. They had a really silly spoof on the old Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds. That was funny. Oh my gosh.
Spastic.
Gotta have a little humor in life. Do you want me to count or are you going to count?
You can count.
Okay.
So, 7 reasons to deny and dismiss the case. How interesting.
Wow.
There is a chance you'll get the offer letter, but it's not the greatest chance at this point.
It's leaning towards no, Divine You, but let's look at this here. We have death reversed. So interesting because of what's going on. And then we have the Prince of Swords upright. So, and that you said is the Knight, correct?
Yes, he would be the Knight.
Yeah, so this is really interesting, Divine You. It seems like they're at a stalemate right now and making a decision. That decision has to be made, but it's not happening. It's not happening right now yet.
Right, there's something that is
Holding it up.
stagnating their reason. There's an inertia that they are experiencing. It may be that there are other factors we don't know about that they're waiting to happen. We can only speculate, but maybe it's an okay to hire you based on monetary conditions.
It's leaning towards no, but that doesn't mean it will definitely be a no. Maybe it's just meaning it's still working itself out. It's still going to take some time. That death card there is just kind of saying it.
So you're kind of indicating that's what it is. It just seems like it's really slow, and we're seeing supreme stagnation and inertia.
Yep.
There's no other way to say that. That death reverse says it's like nearly
Standstill.
political, though. It's like it's so overarching, that it could be just a really major force in their decision or the company or something like that.
But again, I know but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
No.
But it does mean, I think personally, Divine You, it is just picking up the delay, and it is saying somebody has to get moving and clear the way for this to happen. That's that Knight of Swords.
So maybe our Lenormand will tell us.
Yeah. What am I doing? Sorry about that. Let's get the Lenormand on this and see what they say.
Well, it always seems to me like if companies or corporations are scared of litigation, they really take their time making sure everything is tied up neat as a bow.
Well, we have Sir Pumpkinhead here, which could be somebody in a position of authority maybe to make this decision. And guess what? We have the pumpkin. And the pumpkin is the clover in the Lenormand. And so that indicates to me that there's good luck here. I think that there's fate and timing involved. So in time, I feel that it might work in your favor. Even though we got it's leaning towards no, it just seems like there's a delay and a block right now.
Right. The forces with the pumpkin and the other guy there seem to indicate that it is a matter of luck that is moving in your favor. It's just going to be supremely slow at this point.
Yeah.
It could be that if you asked us again in a week or two that maybe we would see some movement there. We don't see it right now, though.
No, not at the moment. Even with that Knight there, because death kind of trumps that.
Yeah, and I always did feel there was a little bit of money connected to that, so it's kind of interesting that you indicate that could be so. All right, Divine.
Well, I wish we could get a little clearer, but that's what we have. I would not give up hope on this.
Yeah, it's definitely still in process.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are on Teresa. Hey, Teresa, you are up. And then we have Sonali, Love Here, Laura, Angel Mary, Flame 78, Libra, and Sonal if they come back. All right, I'm going to grab this deck. Hey, good luck, Divine You.
Good luck.
Oh, hey. Love you too. You take care of yourself
very
out
much.
here.
Nice to hear that.
Okay, back to Teresa. Are you with us? Teresa?
I was just saying how many were in our room yet.
Oh, I have 10.
Okay. So it could very well be. I'm going to type them in.
Yeah. Sonali, you're on the list. You're right after Teresa. You're posting your questions, so we'll get to you. And if Teresa's not here, we'll move to you
right
next.
to you, yeah. So should be any moment.
Just give us a second. Maybe Teresa has had to leave.
Alrighty.
Oftentimes they usually pop in, so
We'll see.
let me give you the cards to shuffle. We have the question.
Okay, Sonali, we're going to take your question now. Can you get a reading on the divine message?
Okay, divine message for Sonali right now.
And we're going to use the Guardian of the Night Tarot again.
It's a beautiful deck. I'm getting a lot out of it. I like it. But I've just worked with it a little bit. I'm sure I will learn more as I go. The first card is the Page of Pentacles. Upright. The second card is the Empress reversed. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
And the third card is the World upright.
Oh, is that beautiful?
Wow.
Well, you have a divine message, that's for sure.
Yeah. And starting with that Page of Pentacles.
You're kind of a unique visionary all on your own in a way. Even if, you don't see yourself that way, you really have this ability to focus and keep your vision where you want it to be. You have a lot of practical matters around you that you're working on, but you don't lose your attainment or your goal of attainment there.
I think that you're perennially trying to learn something and do things, that stretch you, that stretches you. But occasionally, maybe Spirit is saying occasionally you can get a little lazy. You can get a little bit, an attitude of, well, let's just get this over with, as opposed to, going through process. And maybe Spirit wants to remind you that, you have some real incredible capabilities here to create things. So don't squander that, and you could have success. You could achieve great success.
Mr. O is going out on a limb, but I'm wondering too if possibly you are a parent, and that maybe to some degree there is a question about how you feel about how well you've parented, or what it is that you may have brought to birth, whether it's a human or not, whether or not you really, you may be questioning yourself. It's not like you doubt yourself, but maybe you are questioning yourself. But in general, with that World card there, it says that what you have created is beautiful. She's looking at me funny.
No, that's you know what? I don't see that, but that's me. You saw something, so let me see. Let me add to this from what I said. I feel that, there is so much. The pages are kind of like about potentials, You have a lot of potential, Spirit is saying, to be creative, productive, and produce great results. Just don't get lazy about it. Just apply yourself appropriately, and Spirit's there to back you up.
Right,
what
if I
really
had to
feel.
take this less away from what I just said, it could be that these two represent a dichotomy in a way, and that this is where your power of focus really will help you discern what you need to do. That this represents the world of attainment that you should be seeking for, that you are, and this represents that part of you that maybe is already enough satisfied and isn't necessarily inspiring yourself to do more.
These are so beautiful. They really are.
Yeah. Aren't you glad we got them?
But yes, I am glad we got them. I would not have not gotten them. Okay, so we have the gate, which in the regular Lenormand is the mountain, and we have you looking right at it. So, you know, it's saying too, maybe that Spirit is saying to you, hey, it's time to climb that mountain. It's time to face things that are blocking your progress, you know, whatever they may be. It's time to face up to obstacles and with confidence that you are able to handle that. According to the Page of Pentacles, you should be able to persevere. Pentacles are about perseverance.
They mostly all are. I think that the Empress reverse sort of indicates things within yourself where you may have doubt about yourself, or where you may feel you could have done better in certain regards. I think Banshee had something different going on there.
Well, all cards are, well, I would say the mountain, the one I just drew, Sonali, is more neutral to negative in that it indicates there are burdens or obstacles blocking your way forward. And so it's basically saying to face up to that. The Empress card reversed is negative in a way of maybe patterns of behavior, you know, that you might need to change. You might need to just, like, Spirit is just trying to draw your attention to the fact that you have a lot of potential here to succeed and get what you truly desire, but you've got to make sure that you're putting out the effort, to create the life that you want for yourself.
Your cards show supreme focus when you wish to have that.
Yeah.
Your cards show you have vision and focus. The Empress reversed is maybe a reminder that you just have to always try to believe in yourself and keep pushing yourself too.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Good luck.
And I hope that made sense. I love the World card. I love
know,
it.
it's so beautiful.
Hey, Love here. Are you still here? Love here. It's your turn. And then Laura, Angel Mary, Flame 78, Libra.
You're welcome, Sonali.
There you go. Any passions, friendships from men coming my way? Okay. You want yours? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to use my Nefertari.
And I'm going to grab a sip.
How do you want to do this? Yes
Okay.
or no?
I think we should do 3. Let's do 3 this time.
Alrighty. Thank you. Namaste to you.
Namaste, Sonali. We'll see you next time. And just a reminder, if you haven't done it, like our page, subscribe. We're here twice weekly. We love to read for you all. No, Flame, you are still, after Love here, there's 2 other people in front of you, Flame. We're getting there. And we will get to you. Actually, I think we've been going through the list pretty well, but of course a couple people did disappear.
Thank you.
Okay, let me shuffle. And cut for you. And you can throw the 3. What do you got?
You have a 3 of Cups reversed. Whoops. There we go. The 3 of Cups is reversed. You have a 9 of Wands upright. And then you have the 2 of Swords reversed. So it's hard to say exactly. It seems like maybe there's some social situations where maybe you might mingle a little bit, but nothing's really coming exactly at you, you're sort of in a weird position right now where maybe you're just sort of holding your own in a way. You know, you're not necessarily desperate to meet new men or anything like that, but you sort of have other situations going on, and you're just thinking like maybe you'll squeeze in time for them when you can. The Two of Swords also reversed indicates that to me too, that maybe you're waiting or that things are moving in another direction for you. You're sort of aware of that, and you just are waiting until some of this move kind of stabilizes.
I was focusing there. Okay, so I think this is what I see right now for you, love, here. I don't see a relationship at this time, anybody coming towards you. As a matter of fact, I feel like social situations right now are not being very productive or fruitful, and I'm thinking that this might be through the end of the year. And it's funny because how many of us can be social right now with COVID and all the crazy stuff going on? So it seems like not a lot is happening that is a cause for celebration. It looks as though the two is like you're ready. It's like you really want something to happen. You're ready to make a move. You're hoping for something to happen or develop. And so what I would suggest is this Nine of Wands here, which is a card of like being prepared for something to happen. So to me that indicates that maybe right now is an in-between stage for you. This is a time where you kind of need to get your house in order. You know, who are you looking for? What type of people do you want to attract to yourself? You know, really start thinking and visualizing what it is you need and where you're going to be able to find a person like that. They're not just going to drop out of the sky. So they're not going to just come to you. You're going to have to kind of open up opportunities to meet people like that. And so I feel that the 9 is telling us this is a time to prepare right now. Take care, Levi. Do you have anything to add?
I think that maybe with the Two of Swords reversed, it could be that this opportunity arises to start to move forward with that idea, but you just want to watch where you go with it, because it may be that you're too open at that time, and that therefore you still need to know more before you get involved with somebody. You need to learn about them more. You know, don't go for anything fast.
I feel like right at this point in time, and maybe, I hate to say it, at least through November, but possibly through the end of December, that there's just going to be a slowness. But this is the universe telling you you're going to have to really take your time and make sure you are going after what will really be an asset to you, you know, somebody who will really be supportive of you.
I didn't want to say anything, but it is possible that with the Three of Cups reversed, that could indicated maybe moving away from a relationship and then moving towards something else, a different status. And then as Banshee said, and I sort of was a little off with this card, I think Banshee was more correct, that you just have an expectation of where you could go. And of course, this sort of implies you don't want to go backwards.
I would say you don't want to go backwards looking at those cards. I would definitely say that. And some people just don't know what they've got till it's gone, though, you know, and that's why they're coming back. But look at this. You've got the flowers and you've got the witch's jars. I'll tell you this. Now, the witch's jars is the fish in the Lenormand, and the flowers is like gifts coming to you, you know, like somebody giving you a bouquet of flowers. So it's not surprising to me that your ex is trying to sweet talk his way back. But, you know, don't fall for that. The other thing that this could be indicating to me is that it's only a matter of time, and I have a feeling that something is going to come to you, you know, and it may be more than one person. But I don't see it with these cards happening really soon. So you might want to check back with us, but this is a really hopeful sign to me.
Well, I do think that the jars coincides a little bit with the 2 here, because the 2 is about moving. and most likely in a new direction. It just doesn't necessarily say you know exactly what direction it is, but the jars does sort of sound like that, because this is the fish, and the fish are always swimming towards their mark.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And that's what we have for you, love, here. I hope
Good
that
luck.
helps. Good luck with that.
Yeah, well, that could be that expectations of stuff.
X was a cheater. Ah. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know. You know, it takes a special kind of person to forgive that. And I'm not saying that they're all totally unforgivable, but, you know, you have to be eyes wide open, and you have to really be willing to trust again, and also be willing to cut it off if something goes wrong. I really think you're better off moving on from what I see. I think, though, that don't rush it. You know, prepare yourself. You know, you're getting out of one kind of negative situation, so give that time to dissipate and move forward. All right, so Laura, you are up, and Angel Mary's next, Flame 78, Libra Cusps, and then Sanel and Teresa.
And we have Laura's question.
Okay. Take the master's degree in teaching.
You or me?
I'll do it. We'll use the joint deck, though, the new one. Oh boy, but I can't pull them out. Oh no. They're so slippery.
You're welcome, Laura.
Hey, you are welcome, Laura.
Oh, we're going to use that deck again. Yay!
Yes, I figured I could sell you on using it as...
And we have another deck that we'll be sharing too, don't we?
Yes.
MJ Cullinan's
Grimalkin Tarot, which is cats.
Cats.
It's mostly cats, my favorite thing.
Me too.
But it's a shared deck. Or wait a minute, I thought you were getting that one for me, and this is the shared deck. But either way, what's yours is mine, mine is yours.
I'll always be able to shuffle them like on a day like today.
Let's see. So not only is it our anniversary next month, our 44th. Well, wait a minute, I take that back. 39th. And it's his birthday. It'll also mark my 45th year working in libraries, right before I'm being retired in December. My mom and my aunt's death anniversary is on the 13th. My father's birthday is on the 12th.
Your mother-in-law's birthday?
Yes, that's true.
Wow.
You got 3 aces, Laura. You got the Ace of Swords upright. You got the Ace of Wands upright. You got the Ace of Pentacles upright. Well,
no, it's reversed.
Oh, I'm sorry, reversed. Yeah, I meant
but
reversed.
That's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. But, you know, it does give me a little bit to go on here, because I would say it's definitely, yes, you should do this thing. You know, you've got 2 upright aces, which are really positive for this kind of a career move. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed indicates to me, well, you know, either there's going to be some financial issues involved with getting, you know, you have to pay for the degree, obviously, or, you know, maybe you won't be totally satisfied with the money in the end, but ultimately it's a good move for you.
Well, I don't know if you're at the crunch time for enrollment or anything like that, but usually the idea of 3 aces showing up means it's sudden and fast. So if it's asking if something will happen, it usually means yeah, really quickly too.
Well, now they asked if they should do it, and I'd say
so,
green light.
Yeah, it says green light right now. I guess that's what I was getting to, is that really, unless, you know, there's some reason why, it is expensive. Of course it is, yeah. You know, any master's program. So yeah, you'll have to really
You'll have to
figure it
put out
out.
some money, but I think it'll pay off for you long term. Let's see what the Lenormand can add.
I hope it works out. Yeah. We're in a world that still needs people that have advanced knowledge.
Would you be teaching children by chance? You got the spooky tree, and then you've got the little goblin. So I'm just asking. I don't know if you're. What is your intent to get the master's degree? Will you be teaching college, high school, grade school?
Right, Banshee says that maybe these are kids.
It could be kids, it could be teens.
Younger.
But the other thing it's telling me is that you might be taking, oh really? Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's very healthy move for you. You know, you got the spooky tree here and the child. So the little goblin's the child, so this would be very good for you, very growthful. You will probably be an excellent teacher for, the children.
It really looks very positive. So my feeling is that you probably knew this in your heart too. You didn't really need us, but we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I hope you can work it out, because obviously I think you would have a lot of heart for being a good teacher.
So that's what we have for you. And look at Angel Mary's got that question right out there. Thank you, Angel.
You're very welcome.
So, yeah, you're very welcome, Laura. Good luck with that. I just think that sounds fantastic.
Alrighty then.
I have good feelings about that, Laura. All right, so Angel Mary's got a question.
Many blessings to you.
All right, so what do we want to do? Do we want to throw 3 on that, or do we want to do a yes-no with a quick 3?
We could try that.
Okay. Okay, and after Angel Mary is Flame 78, and then Libra Cusp, Sanal, and Teresa.
Or whoever shows up.
Well, we'll see. We've only got 20 minutes, but we're getting there. We'll be done. If we go into a little overtime, we do.
We do.
We'll get to you, Flame. You are next after Angel Mary. All right. Let's see what we have for Angel Mary. So quick yes, no first, right? Yes. Well, that just jumped out. That's going to be the top. All right. It's leaning towards yes.
It is definitely leaning towards yes. Meaning it's a good chance, but it's not altogether total positive, but it's a really good chance.
You have 2 aces.
Right.
And then you have the Hermit reversed. I kind of get the feeling what that means to me is actually, it's not a negative in this case. I feel as though you are going to take your knowledge now out to the world and share with others, what you've learned.
It could also mean too that this represents sort of a coming out from a quieter, more hidden place of yourself. Like maybe you're just sort of moving out into the open now. Maybe you've been waiting for this moment to kind of descend on the world in a way, or you're just somehow hitting out. You're heading out. It's a debut somehow.
So we're going to look at the customer issue real quick. I'm going to.
Yes.
See what we get there. I don't know. In this environment, everything is tough right now. I sympathize with people, and hey, I'll be working hand to mouth, doing tarot readings or whatever now that I'm going to be retired because we need income. All right, you shuffle. I forgot.
It's true.
So it is a difficult environment right now. And let's hope it gets better. Another thing we want to do after we do our election reading tonight, we're going to do another COVID reading coming up soon. and see what the prospects
Oh, we
are.
have so much to do.
Oh, we do. We really do. Yikes.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the Five of Cups, and that is reversed. I think that's actually a good thing. And then we have, it's always good to see a sun in a reading like this, I will say that. And so finally, we also have, though, the Tower. And the Tower is upright. So don't worry too much about the Tower here.
Seems to indicate there'll be a lot of things you'll learn, and that some things may look a little bit shaky, but you'll still find something you can learn from it or take away from it and move forward with it.
Do you want to go on?
No,
So you just did the Tower?
I did.
So with the, okay, so what I see here, so what I basically see here is that I believe customers will come to you eventually. There is new opportunities for growth here coming your way with the Five of Cups reversed. And everything really does look positive for the most part. But along the way, there are going to be moments of, there will be a moment or two of sudden insights that will be revealed through maybe some things not turning out the way you had planned. So in other words, I think some customers will come, but maybe it won't be a steady flow for a while. There might be some hiccups and some burps, and it will cause you to step back and reassess things, which is always good. You should do that. But stay the course. The sun is here, and I think that everything is going to turn out all right in the long haul.
I believe what she says. I think that sun is the guiding principle here. I think the Five of Cups reverse maybe indicate that what happens is that these things, the little upsets that show up, are what you'll be thinking are the problem here, but what you really have to always remember is that pretty much you do have the sun behind you. That's the force behind you. Things are just going to keep moving you in the right direction, and so try to make sure you learn what you're supposed to learn from the things that are upsets.
Yes. So if things don't go your way, what's the message? What's the learning experience, and how do you move forward from there? These kinds of things happen to us often because we need illumination. We need knowledge. We need to make sure that, we never repeat the same cycles again. But the Five of Cups reversed indicates to me that there is opportunity for growth here. So I think ultimately it's going to grow. But there's going to be probably a few little bumps along the way.
Well, when we combine it with the previous reading too, it just seems like you have more positivity on your side at this time, for sure. So we're going to do the Lenormand now and see what else we get there.
Real quick insight from the Lenormand. What the? It's the pumpkin again.
You have luck.
And you have a book. So what does that say? Knowledge is power. Knowledge will bring you success. How you apply the things that you have learned, and even with the things that you have learned about the business along the way and what you're delivering to people, some of the ups and downs and what you take from it, it will bring you luck and fortune in the long haul.
Yeah, you're more likely to just be always learning and to try to keep yourself in a position for learning. It may be that aspects of your field are going to change and you just want to stay on top of it.
Yep.
It'll be lucky for you to do that.
That's what we have for you, Angel Mary. Good luck with that. And hey, Flame, you are up. We'll take your question now.
Can I have my northern back?
No, you can't. Anything else you don't want or want? Here you go.
All right, Flame. Thank you, Angel.
Okay. You're welcome, Angel Mary.
What deck should we use?
Okay.
Thank you, Angel Mary.
Let's use this one.
All right, Flame.
Let's see what we have. So this is more about the relationship.
What was its purpose?
What was its purpose? One more. Okay, and after flame is Libra cusp. And if any of the other two, Sanal or Teresa's, come back, you're very welcome, Angel.
I'm glad if it was helpful. Thank you.
That's the 2. Well, there are definitely some lessons here. We've got the 2 of candles. That's the 2 of wands reversed. We have the magician reversed. I just want to make sure. We have the 6 of cups, and that is reversed. Yeah, I want to get this right. So the 2 of wands reversed definitely indicates something that failed, something that failed in some way. And it was disappointing. I feel that the magician reversed indicates to me that maybe the message in this, or what was the purpose of this, was to figure out why. I'm going to let you go. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Because I have to think about this.
Not only was it bad, though, there was this idea, too, that maybe you waited too long to decide what you were going to do about it, or you waited so long that maybe the decision was no longer yours, or it was harder for you to get to a decision. Sometimes I think that there was a connection to the past with this person or the situation, and maybe that was why it held on for a long time, because maybe there was a sense of karma in this relationship. You're asking the guides, so I'm thinking the relationship maybe meant more to you than most relationships might to most people. And the magician also indicates that maybe something about this seemed, at least, that there was a higher level. So it is possible that maybe the karmic thing was, it was supposed to teach you about being misdirected and about who you trust or how you extend your will, and what karmic relationships you needed to learn to cut from your past too.
This is really an interesting reading, and it's kind of difficult to read because the magician card could apply to you or could apply to the other person. And since you asked specifically what this means to you, I'm going to apply it to you. So I feel that this magician card is about how you maybe put too much of yourself into outcomes here in this relationship. And you were concerned about, the end and not the means to get there. So maybe it's about making sure that, you are working on yourself and the relationship at the same time. Sometimes we put all of ourselves into a relationship and we forget about who we are. We lose ourselves in that process. And maybe this is a wake-up call for you to come back to figuring out and sorting out how you act and how you find yourself again in these situations. I feel there are roots from something in your past here. I think that this came about because you have to examine what from your past, what unhappy things from your past may have caused you to go through this cycle with this relationship that failed.
And I think, too, that a lot of what was going on was about you losing your willpower here, losing your ability to be more in charge, because like Banshee said,
yes,
you were putting everything into the relationship and you were losing yourself, and you weren't really looking at yourself in an advocate kind of way.
Yeah, and some things we can lose our focus, it just, we lose our focus on. And maybe that's what happened here. You weren't able to see things in their proper light because, you were so focused on outcomes and having a positive outcome here. But there might have been, what's the word I'm trying to say? Warning signs. There may have been warning signs along the way that you have ignored.
This card, Magician Reverse, probably does speak towards the idea of some deception or manipulation.
It does, yeah.
So I think we saw that as possibility, how you channeled that afterwards, how you might have felt about it afterwards, that you lost your willpower, that you felt you were not the one directing things.
Well, so if you wanted me to look at this the other way, Flame, like, for example, what happened with this other, why did this other person do these things to you? It's clearly because they had ill intent to begin with. I feel like they had ill intent to begin with. They weren't serious. They were just using their power to disrupt, to their own ends, to their own means. And the 6 indicates to me, too, that probably this is deep-rooted behavior in this individual, and it's rooted in their past. And this is why everything failed. I mean, I could look at it from that end as well.
Well, most of the 2s in any suit are sort of about union or harmony between people. And so when they're the opposite, they're not that. And so the 2 of Wands reverse sort of talks about plans together, perhaps, then. Plans you are planning on. It's somebody waiting for things. And so the thing is that you were not really together, or that there was that deception there, and that those plans that may have been there weren't really true plans. Somebody was taking advantage.
So I want to see something here. I'm not sure I'm going to get the answer I need, but I want to see. Okay.
So we are pulling Lenormand cards too. We usually do that for most of our readings, all of our readings, and that gives a little more detail perhaps.
So there's a letter. And there's the haunted house. And it's not what I needed to kind of clear this up for me. But first I want to go back to here a little bit and say, so why did this happen to you? Why did you have to go through this? Maybe it's because you had to find out. Maybe it's because you had to find out for yourself just how to become comfortable with yourself. I don't know how to explain this. How to feel at home with yourself. In other words, not to get your satisfaction from, others, but how to focus more on what makes you happy and what makes you feel at home. You had to feel this kind of disruption in your life at this point in time because you needed a wake-up call in a way that, it's not about this. It's about you and, and what you want in your life and what you need to attract in your life.
Well, I think too that
it is a message.
Right, this was very karmic, and I thought we saw that maybe with that reversed 6 of Cups there, but I think these cards tell me that Banshee's right. There was a karmic implication here that you were meant to learn, and so you do have to do some serious reflection now. You have to make the Magician kind of reverse himself and be more directing your willpower and learn what, like she said, what it is to bring to your own home, because the 2 of Wands also represents a person who's comfortable in her home, but it was reversed. So it was saying you were no longer comfortable in your home. You needed to learn this to figure out where you should try to be going to be comfortable in your home.
Right. And I know you said there that you suffered some mental anguish or breakdown over this. And so maybe that's what this was. This was a wake-up call for you. It shook and it rocked your world. And so I feel that what you need to do now is focus on developing your own will, your own self-empowerment, because that's one thing that we can't allow a bad relationship to do. We can't allow it to rob us of our self-esteem. You are a good person. It was a bad person that you hooked up with, and maybe this is a wake-up call for you to recognize the goodness within yourself, and that sometimes bad things happen to good people. And, we just have to pick up the pieces and move on from there. And I'm sorry you had to go through something like that.
I think that the Magician reverse was kind of that idea there too, that maybe you needed to learn willpower, and now you should be putting yourself on that path. You should be about the willpower. And it was also a metaphor, I think, too, the reverse, for what you went through mentally and otherwise too. So now you need to heal, and now you need to put your house back in order.
And we wish you all the best with that. Take care of yourself, and put yourself first.
And come and see us again, please.
Absolutely. And Libra Cusp, you are up if you're still with us. Libra. Take care, Flame, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Flame.
Libra, where are you?
I'm looking to see what's left in the chat room.
Is Teresa or Sonal here? So we'll give them all a chance. It is possible Libra has left us. Hey, you're very welcome, Flame. And if not, we might be done.
We are here to pump you up. That was wrong. Sorry. You know what I mean, though, I hope.
No.
Is this the part where you want to slap me?
I never want to slap you.
Oh, I wish I could say the same.
Oh!
But I don't,
So
right? I don't, so
No, that's true. He does not. Think I would put up with that?
Kelly's still here.
See, Casey, what I put up with? Or vice versa.
I am incorrigible.
Oh, man.
I put the core in incorrigible.
Anyway, it looks like we're finished.
We may be finished.
Not here. So I want to thank everybody for coming today. This was a great show. We enjoyed it. Got a little silly at the end here. And looking forward to seeing you on Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. And hey, KC, how does the time change work for you? Right? Does it affect you that we move back an hour? Do you have daylight savings time? I don't even know. Because really, it's so totally messed up our day. And
Thanks, Angel.
Hey, Angel. Thanks. All right. Well, listen, guys. We will see you next week. Oh, it started last week. Oh, you were. Oh, okay.
Because you're the old-fashioned ones. Because we used to do that, and then somebody said, we want to do more weirdness. We want to take more from the top and put it at the bottom and say it's different.
I don't know. I just wish they'd stop with the whole concept already. But anyway, guys, it's great talking to you, and we will see you next time, all right? Take care, Casey. Take care, Angel. Take
Bye,
care,
everybody
else. See you next time. Bye-bye.